From the moment Ahn Hyo-seop and Se-jeong were first linked together, fans were obsessed with their undeniable chemistry. Whether it was their electrifying on-screen romance, their sweet behind-the-scenes moments, or the way they spoke about each other in interviews, there was always speculation about whether their relationship was more than just acting. But nothing could have prepared the public for what happened next. Rumors had been circulating for months. Whispers of a secret pregnancy, a hidden relationship, and a baby that no one knew about. Some dismissed it as just another wild fan theory, but others were convinced that there was truth behind the speculation. And then, in a shocking turn of events, a leaked hospital report changed everything. A document allegedly containing DNA test results began circulating online, claiming that a paternity test had been conducted involving Ahn Hyo-seop. The report was blurred, the details were unclear, but one thing stood out. His name was right there in the paperwork. The internet exploded. Was it real? Was it fake? Who was behind this leak? And most importantly, whose baby was it? Neither Hyo-seop nor Se-jeong made any immediate statements. The silence only fueled speculation, with theories spreading like wildfire. Did they have a secret child? Were they hiding their relationship all along? Had someone forced them into a DNA test? And then the impossible happened. Se-jeong was spotted in public with a baby. The photos spread across the media like a storm. She was seen holding the infant close to her chest, shielding its face from the cameras. Her expression was unreadable. Was it panic? Was it anger? Or was it simply exhaustion from keeping a secret for so long? The reporters hounded her, desperate for a response. Was the baby hers? Was it Hyo-seop's? Was this the truth they had been hiding all along? Se-jeong remained silent, rushing to her car as security blocked the overwhelming crowd. But the damage had been done. The headlines had already been written. And yet, Hyo-seop remained missing from the chaos. For days, he didn't address the rumors. No statements, no public appearances, no explanations. Until one evening, when everything changed. A breaking news report announced that Ahn Hyo-seop had arrived at a private hospital, the same one tied to the leaked DNA results. A swarm of reporters gathered outside, desperate to catch a glimpse of him. Moments later, the doors opened, and he walked out. But he wasn't alone. In his arms, he carried the baby. The media froze. This was it. This was the confirmation they had been waiting for. Cameras flashed, reporters screamed questions, and the entire internet exploded with speculation. And yet, Hyo-seop didn't run or hide. Instead, he walked directly toward the cameras, his expression calm but serious. And then he spoke. Enough with the rumors. Here's the truth. The world held its breath. He took a deep breath before continuing, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. This child is innocent. It doesn't deserve to be dragged into this circus. So let me be clear. Yes, a DNA test was conducted. Yes, I wanted to know the truth. And now I do. The reporters were on the edge of their seats. What was he about to say? And then, in a single sentence, he shattered the speculation. This baby is not mine. Gasps erupted from the crowd. The internet immediately divided. If the baby wasn't his, then why had he taken the test? Why was he holding the child? Why had he waited so long to speak? But before anyone could twist his words, he continued. But that doesn't mean I don't care. He looked down at the baby in his arms, his gaze softening for the first time. This child belongs to someone I deeply care about. And then, as if right on cue, Se-jeong appeared behind him. Her face was tense, her eyes filled with a mix of relief and exhaustion. She stepped forward, standing beside him. Not in fear, not in panic, but with purpose. And for the first time, she spoke. I never wanted this to become public like this. But since the truth is out, let me say it myself. This child is mine. The headlines were instantly rewritten. The world froze. Se-jeong had a baby? And it wasn't Hyo-seop's? Then whose was it? But she wasn't done yet. Before anyone assumes the worst, let me be clear. I am not ashamed of my child. I love my child, and I will protect my child no matter what. The strength in her voice was undeniable. And yet the biggest question still remained. Where was the father? For a moment, it seemed like neither of them wanted to answer. Hyo-seop held the baby close, Se-jeong stood firm beside him, and the media waited. But then she took a deep breath and finally revealed the truth. The father is not a public figure, and he is not in the picture. The words sent shockwaves through the media. Was she a single mother all along? Had the father abandoned her? Was that why Hyo-seop was by her side? Was he protecting her and the baby? The theories exploded once again, but Se-jeong's next words silenced the chaos. I don't owe anyone an explanation, but what I will say is this. Hyo-seop has been here for me and my child since the beginning. He didn't have to take a DNA test, but he did, to protect me from baseless rumors. And no matter what anyone says, I will always be grateful for that. For the first time since the rumors began, the truth was finally out. The DNA test results were real, but they were never meant to be proof of a scandal. They were simply proof of loyalty, friendship, and the lengths someone was willing to go to protect another person they cared about. And as Hyo-seop stood there, holding the child like his own, and Se-jeong stood beside him stronger than ever, the world finally understood. The real story wasn't about a secret affair. It was about a bond that went deeper than the public could ever understand. And whether or not that bond would turn into something more, only time would tell. Even after Ahn Hyo-seop and Kim Se-jeong revealed the truth, the public wasn't ready to let go of the speculation. Questions still lingered. If Hyo-seop wasn't the father, why was he so protective? Could a bond that strong really just be friendship? But neither of them entertained the rumors any longer. Instead, they focused on what truly mattered, Se-jeong's baby, and keeping their lives as private as possible. Days after the shocking press conference, fans spotted them again. This time, it wasn't in front of flashing cameras or aggressive reporters. It was just Hyo-seop, Se-jeong, and the baby, quietly walking through a park. No bodyguards, no disguises, just the three of them, in their own little world. For a brief moment, Se-jeong looked over at Hyo-seop, who was gently rocking the baby in his arms. And for the first time in what felt like forever, she smiled. A real, genuine smile. Maybe this wasn't how she planned things. Maybe this wasn't the life she expected. But looking at Hyo-seop, standing there beside her, without hesitation, without obligation, she realized something. She wasn't alone. And maybe, just maybe, this was exactly where she was meant to be. As the days passed, the media frenzy slowly died down, but the whispers never truly disappeared. Some still questioned Hyo-seop's role in Se-jeong's life. Was he just a friend? Or was there something more that neither of them was ready to admit? But if the rumors bothered them, they never showed it. Instead, Se-jeong focused on her child, determined to raise them in peace, while Hyo-seop remained by her side. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to. One evening, as they sat together in Se-jeong's home, watching the baby sleep, a quiet moment passed between them. Hyo-seop glanced at her and softly said, "You know, no matter what happens, I'm not going anywhere." Se-jeong looked at him, searching his eyes for any sign of doubt, but there was none.